Nsia Owia TV so eni adesema munyina ajo ebre asese ensema de aboaboa no free omayimo yede ebase enwene no nsia bremu kasebo utie afri efikasie mu ha sanso enam Facebook so Owia TV ubetumi enyaye ahye na onya bi nso atie ewo so oko YouTube a Owia TV official TikTok nso no Owia TV official ho nsemini afufuro pina ehun fonyi etwagu ewo ho a obetumi enya bi ahye enya bi atie ewo so nemom ne kenkan mu no www.owiatvonline.com okohodomu a obetumi akenkan ebi ewo hodomu kama ensam de edimu akotene anwumre ebi ene oman post sahene abano base akronfuremfo a wonum aka wontiri apam hodi nsamone wo man Ghana mu no enya de se obi a ebefa ne ho adi
enwomasia so nso de abeto dwase emaburu SHS phobia omo videos na montene so na wotwetwa mu awie ye na omo ba atwede abra na games bi kosoro panifo chese omo behwehwemu na obi bia no ho beka wom bia omo ne kwada no ebefa emra kwan so
dankuma omra sebedwa fie na won mo kire so su se panimpa wo ya bedi akire eda koko boda no wafa ekwan bi so ejuri oman sika adegu ni botom anunti anya nhwehwemu emfamfa ne ho
atoye mantamu prosi atena ye de abeto dwase omo chinkrofo bia omo so se na omo twehyan na wi en wo mapake egumu
na Ghana ha eba se sabi ohia enkwankom ene ade a wo kyese enhye ye ye no sabi ade a entumi mmoa ntu ohia sesa na nhwemu bi a empanyimfo bia yenso akyerɛkyerɛ niema bi mu
ewutu senya west emrahye bedwani eyegesela agbotu itata wono so de atodwa se ade no ekɔso a ema wo brachere senior high school was touched student ba ko ye hu video mu se school ba ko nkrofo do omo se keka no ombe ye hwehwemu akosi ase
na Institute of Community Sustainability ye twani tia friends ICS for ana won mo kyerɛ se de manfo si wi nkra ane nkrama wo my Ghana mu ne dia he awusuase yamfa so anto so a emoa
Dr. Kweku anane jinde wono nso oye corporate governance expert na say ba amamo hu nsemo wa bini ye pa wo sanso ye senior lecturer wo Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration GEMPA odi se bia ba betwam e de afa niema malo yafo ani nyi ho so on be peja omudi brema akọja agedwumetie mu
ensemi ni afoforo binom eka ho na nanwure aboabo na ede ba se Owia TV anwono nsia kaseɛ bɔ yemfa na ase nkoma amopa fie se wade mo papa aba eye premium ni super premium rice and odi abajambi so ya green oil anu so epi so gibi ababo ye papa ana yomi tomato paste de papa fire waduane sanso na dwabinra bank se brana sikasem mu ahodo nyina no obabo kama na wonsu sikasem atumi atito yi ema ene mema nyina dwadifo no ni kiremu ewo dwabinra bank oyoyonkopa ena
ya Bolivia Enterprise enso na the future life smart food aba they say no nuane ahodo no ayedi no a yenim se ka ho bi kwan faso didi mpo ene me nya diabetes high blood pressure ene africa se bone ne niam ahodo no tiro madwe ye ho a omo nso edi enuane papa we no awudi a ekoni paduanim akosiesie ni padua brepemu ye beka omo ho nsampa edi acho
enyumakuo yi na so yasrimu a yete anwumre no nsia bremu kasebo no eba kenkanfo a moti ye ne anwumre eyeme Nana Kwame Achiman Opambo ena
Ajwa nyako abronoma
afe kasebo ni nkyeremu enie Omai post sign me chair Inspector General of Police Owia Christian Tete Yohono na wadi ato edwase police adwumakuo no wonum atuo ho asi ho as so my wiabo edi nsuo aguso a wonum ekyese enipa wonum ehye Omai Ghana mu na wo de ensamane ahuru kasam ene wodi aditia Omai ni nyina eyese wonum no akronfo watwe etuo ni asekan adekosi mamufu a wonum asam fifire na wanya wajapade so agi adifiri wonum nsam no enya de so bema wonum so asum adwo on de biara da wochiremu asede mpanyimfo esika esa akoda sebe omane maame na wono so bantoa empane to da no sabepepe ana polisifo nso atu wo ho asi ho a wɔnom ebetu wa anamon na enchere kura na ebetu dwa so je fubo sumi de etoso edu owura bia ne din ebetu dwa Andrew Samankwa Toyota Hilux bi ana na papa yi etwa kronfremfo bi ekoto hye ne so a wɔnom awie ana wie ye eno achi no wɔnom esane tuo edigu ne so enam so ema owura yi eto nanom ewo nsiedo ewo ohyem tego a eno kyeremu agyanhye baako a eno ewo enkran no ena posipanyi ekire se wɔnom antia na so entempa ena regional intelligence team a wɔnom ewo asante mantam wone commander wɔnom kabo mu a wotumi ekoye mpensempense na posi adwumakuo nim ne fa wɔnom ye mpensempense mu fa huru kasam ho ana wɔnom nyina kabo mu a watumi akire owura bia ne din ede akwasi manu wa bra owura wato anam ewo nsie do nko hu ni mobile phone bi ewo ne nkyɛn na posi panyini ejina so ede abo no ba se we ye o machi no enso a obeto akoso no ye nhwemu se de be ye obi bia wode kronobo esina ni so wo my Ghana mu no betumi ayire na ama emra ene no edi ensem bia Christian Tete Yohuno ade tu dwanie.
On the 10th of February 2026, I received the unfortunate news of a robbery incident that occurred at Owia Kaseɛ Junction, where one person was shot and his Toyota Hilux vehicle snatched from him. We soon learned of the identity of the victim, Mr. Andrew Samankwa, who sadly passed on at the hospital where he had been sent for medical attention. I'm happy to announce that we have arrested 4 suspects, including 3 members of the gang that was responsible for the attack. A 4th suspect, believed to be the gang leader, died from gunshot wounds sustained during the operation. As we always do when such cases reported, I immediately constituted a team comprising the Ashanti Regional Commander, the Regional Intelligence Team, the Anti-Robbery Unit, and the Cyber Vetting Team of the CID headquarters to immediately commence investigation. Upon following several leads during the course of our investigation, we had our first breakthrough on the 18th February 2026 with the arrest of suspect Akwasi Manu, who was found in possession of a mobile phone belonging to the deceased. Suspect Akwasi Manu was subsequently put before the Asokwa Circuit Court 2 on 20th February 2026 on the
Enti omaipo sisahene Dr. Christian Tete Yohuno and what is science metu dwana omanfo ye kan na owura ya ne din ede Andrew Samankwa no owura Sami Jamfia Gold Board oye chief executive officer odano na sewo eno no ana sa nipa bonfo kwato hye no so enam so ama wato nanam ewo nse de ntimu mpensempensemu no ana polisi sahene ehese bosumi de tosu nwotwe ana omudi kan ekire akwasimu anu ewo ho a enkae no so wakyirikyiri bia wo kyerese anya de so mbejai ama obia woye kronfremfo de watumi afa ne ho adi
yanto so enko yanimo awia ne yebo wamane Owia Kaseɛ bodem se na wochechemo awie ye school su bi the games hyehyɛ so won fifi mantamu aguna suadro ho na games no course ko wiase videos so na monte so nyasam ketwa just adesuafo ni bi etoro hye school foforo nkwada bi so a wo maburu wo mu ama yede dodo na mpoko asopiti ekwaje ayare hwa anyame adomaje obi antimu afiri mo na so mu eprepra no bi akwaje ayare hwa wo mo ho ato bo mo asem yi ama panyifo ababonten aba be kasa na nei osofo be de etwo hwe nwumasuya ho nsem so wo de Clement Abasia Park wono so aba be kasa de afade ekoso no ho wo se nye wenko ene bredi kan ya ye ho sentu asoso ku senior high school so no se de obi aka ne ho anu wo ye niemo ho sem neta so no ade mra hye ne nsem no wo ye niema sa de opɛ efri se ne ye se hwe ne amu wo mo ene wo mo gu school mo ne de be ka obi a wo no akasa ye nim sa Ghana fo bebre de kan be kasa se ene amo ho so ban no a se adefiafo mo to asoso ku wo mo eja no behu ana we yakotwe se kan no de adwagu teacher ni so ebitimi ko obo ho bom no makoteto mo teacher ni wo nwura mu wo mo pa na bo sa niam no ekoso nyina anya de a wo so mo da na di wo eye ento asoso ku ahodro no emu wano nti ana ma asoye hwe nwoma hwe ho sam so ababonten de abetu dwa se mpanyifo okopono ho omo kwotena se akodi nkomo na afa omo apekwan a omo befa so a omo de adesuafo a omo senior high schools ahodo no omo eniamo ho so ban no asese omo da na die no omo de befa so do omo to ase kra na se dem nika aka cho no so afa be de kra no ehwe ngumasu ho nsem so Dr. Clement Abasi Park ono na ne yakasa a kire mo omo ko meeting no eniama ahodo a ye hwe animu.
In any instance, on all occasions where misconducts, acts of violence or lawlessness have come to our attention, we have acted and we have insisted that action be taken. And this case that has occasioned this morning's conversation is not going to be any different. And we continue to call on parents to take a serious interest in the conduct of the awards in school, because some of the awards may be expelled, because we are prepared to exact the most severest sanctions to demonstrate our abhorrence to these acts of violence and lawlessness and misconduct. We cannot tolerate and we will not countenance. Such behavior among our student population. So we will continue to act decisively, timeously, but we will continue to also call on parents to play their role and to call on the PTAs, which we have since allowed to be reinstated, to work with the managers of our secondary institutions to ensure that discipline is reinstated in the school environment.
Dr. Clement Abasi Park ni etene kanesa wofo a omo makoye enyambra semi omo hwe no so omo ma no se panyifo kotena se wie na bibia abaka anhwe yi akwada bia no ho beka bia ye beyi na dia na kotena fie enye sanso asotwe mu oden eno mo de bema enkwara no wie no o se PTA fo so kane no na eni ho se se aban ne ba e wo side aba omo so sori wakanyi omo adwuma na wofo ankasa wo omo ma ne so eya na omo atu omo fo sade be ya ni amo ho so ban no a adesua fo da ne di no wo mo ebejai wo no ena yeso afo be de church man yi yenwumasi ho ensem so
Ngomesi asum ye no abo amane sa adesuafo be semiensa era wachire wono mo efa santo kwachene a ekoso ewo Obrachire Senior High Technical School wabra na wono mo eni Swedro School of Business wono edi agokansie bi ehye so na no wachiri no eni empamro ne ade epiemu ewo mu yie papa ma adesuafo no ebi eprepra ewo mu na kwankyerefo panyina wono na akonfinfini mantamu a oda engumesi asum ye no ano eye maame Dr. Julia Dufie Otami woni nsentrofo akasa wo chese no kwasem ni sa nsemone no esi said ye twagu ewo social media so no wo kyerese sa niema nyina ekoso na watwewe wabra na adesuafo no wono mo ede agokansi ahye so no nam so ama emfinfini mantamu ngumesi asum ye no ababonten a wono mo kyerese emprempren de senior high and afi technical schools ahodo a one woman tam nyina bibia efago kansie ho se amerikatuo borbo ne de ekeka ho ni nyina no one mo ntwentwen so nya de se obetumi atase sane de esi ye no enti enam so ama mpanyimfo ayese one muguso a woye nhwemu apɛ asɛm na no enuagu bre na asɛmi ho no ɛna wɔbɔ amane se wagya fa bi ade ama posi adwumako ni se one mo anya nhwemu enam so ama COP Lydia Donko wono ɛna akɔ ma posi adwumako ni mu anefa ehwe bonefo sem eso no wata ano waba amane se no kwasemini aposifo afiti ase a won mu di wonjuma dende wode sansemi tudwa wabra woni Swedro School of Business emu akanifo no ehia ne wo chese obi bia wodi nsamoni ni bi no emra no ema ne mfane ho eni de biara da na enam so ema Justice Kodwo Frimpong wono nso ena wo yesuku panyin eda suku na no nso aba no ba se no kwasemini bibia betodi yentie nsam a Posi penny wode atudwane bi.
So if somebody's wearing your shirt, that's right. So if somebody's wearing your shirt, that's why I wanted to start by saying, are you confirming that is your shirt or your uniform? Somebody has worn your uniform to create such a scene or to conduct himself in such a manner. It is giving your school a bad name. So I'm sure you are concerned that is your school shirt. That because I wanted you to confirm that is your school shirt. So if that is your school shirt and somebody has worn it, is attacking a fellow human being in such a manner, as a school, you should be concerned to find out who are the people behind that shirt wearing it. Not so, to hand them over to the police. So I am mentioning now that I am giving you 24 hours to produce the people in that shirt who attacked the boy. And 24 hours starts now. Because as law enforcement, when incidents of this nature occur, and we have to investigate, we have to arrest, we have a number of ways in which we can make that arrest. But because this is a school environment, we are not going to adopt one of those means. That is why I'm giving you as school authorities that task to produce them. And if you fail to produce them, the means by which law enforcement employs to fish out suspects, we are going to adopt it. But because this is a school environment and other innocent students who are not part of the sports or were not part of that assault, because what we are seeing, it is not an act of indiscipline by students, it is a criminal act, which is
Where COP Lydia Yakodonko and no one apposi adwumakuo Director General ba abonefosem ne fa wotretene niema kama na ote se wonu obi kasa na Justice Kodwo Frimpon wono any headmaster wo Joshua School of Business ano ne nkoda ane kodi nsamone nti woyi suku atade ni bi no de kire omo se wahu suku atade ye ya mede kire wi ana papa edi ne nsa agu na chi mobrowa bontrim kokori ana ose an me pesa me hwese eyemusuku atade ana ana papa ne se an eyemusuku atade ana ose yo se wahu se enkofo bi ahye se suku atade di akodi nsamone de ana papa ne sikoli ana ose me ma donhwere aduonu nan fa wo mo bra se wanfa wo ma ama posifo ye wo kwan ani akase fa so di edwuma ye betu sa na mo no na sa nkofo a omudi sa nsamone yatumi ache enim se enya adesuafo ni nyina na koye sa ade na wo hwe bonefosem omudi na eyahuru kasam ne nsamone ana wo sa nkwada ne tirimanu nti no ye behwe na yayire won na wuti fie pa na sabe wo wa wobone a empanyufo kan wote wo ba bi nka
Yes, Owia Kaseɛ body so that you free mantam when you mesen kwato ye mantam ni prosi atena ye na enra enumrebe se no no mabepa ho sima be se miti duasa na to ye mantam prosi atena ye kire kia mienu bia omo de omo nso nam nso banchen so hwe nso aburo wi na chese oso omo a omo de afri enkran de besen akopie mu wo takrade na prosi atena ye kire se omo che baako wo asoko burial no wo shama mensini me na baako nso omo gina ka no wo enkrofu junction enwumre kro no a na enipa miensa anase nipa 9 po na ahyan mienu nyina ka bomu na wo etimwo na ye kire wo wie ye no wo masa anya kokoduro akoyi sika 69,000 Ghana cedis sika no 690 million se prosifo na nyina ka no munye ne kude na agyanko mo ntro mo hye na ka pua se do mo de atwa mafiri ba bia beduru hai na ko mo toa so na ne mo de akọ rata kura de na ka kire din na ka enya bia me kancho na so da bi atoya mante prosi atena ya anye se o ma anye sika no ho na ne o mo kire nkrofo no o mo kire wo mo no emu miensa de o madwane de mo ba ko de de o mo saka no to ba ko no o mo kire ni mom na anuano miensa no e ba kire no baka asenka prosi nyi sika no na ko mo nya ba ko no emfa ema wo mo na wokọ ye atoye mantam prosi atena ye ho a so pretendant Olivia Rabna Adiku no na woni amansan edigita ho de ema prosi atena ye no ne akasa Owia Kaseɛ bo a kirekirem sede asem yi esi ekoso
PM arrested 2 trucks suspected to be containing narcotic substances. The first truck was arrested at Asokwe Saman police barrier by the barrier men on duty. 3 people absconded. Police was able to arrest one of them. So the arrested one led police to the second vehicle, which was parked at Nkrofo Junction. So in all, we've been able to arrest 3 people. The 2 people, they came with 69,000 Ghana cedis to offer to police to negotiate for the release of their colleague. Unfortunately, police didn't accept the bribe and they were also arrested. This morning, the truck has been offloaded and we had about 152 big bales of substances in it. Each bag contained about 82 pieces of compressed alleged Indian hemp wrapped in yellow wrappers. The three people.
Superintendent Olivia Erabna Adiku wano ena woko atoye mantem prosi atena ye no a wo PR de ma omo ena chese wona ya kasa wa kire ndu yekoba no owura no a wo ma che no 44 years or the Moses kwaku tewi amamondi na boy no a wahu adwuma won so ye okuma se ha asami ti yankwa homa ne so na ye ne yensam twani ono ewo atoye mantem ho or the Evans Kofia na ye no enkodi enkomo na ye musa ne sa asemi na free mu ato from Evans oti enka Owia Kaseɛ bosu ni o majo
Minya me so also
boko atoye mantem boko
o ya me ara atoye mantem boko ki say pempo awo kra minya
ya da nyame ase wadama ensemu aye kan di enchiremu na free mu ababi ofa boye
ya chama eti ko mutia Owia mojo Owia TV ene Owia FM baba mantem anura koside na ye yantie say police for ensaka tipa track ni bi ewo debi e wa mantem Sama district fro ho asoko barrier ampa on say ntento for ye te asembia o say ntentem na ebopin ho na ya me ado ye kan kai ye ni mu ni bi ye kan mo ye ebopin ho na mu ya ye ten say track control track back omolodu enzema wo nzema no wa hwe ni obekasa bia eye bait ana so obekasa bia ye sawdust ina obehu but police for no ehun say ade ewo car no ina ye sawdust but mo hwe no mo say sa na oye ndubone na ewo sa track ni ina mo saka driver no mo saka driver na mo ye nhwemi na nipa mieni bi sufuru efi eti ba say mo bablabe wọ́n muska mo edi aka na maka na akọ na police force dabi enyemla o say ekombia so mo yahwehwem ampa so mo yahwehwem no mo sesa na car no residence ba akopɛ etwem ekesi debi e fa nkofo Johnson to atwa man ti onu kwaporo ɛhɔ escape katan constituency ɛhɔ na nkofo no na mo kwafa sa cars ɛdebaka mo to cars no mienu na cars no Bako enoma GS 8 and Bako so enoma G 95965-12 muna mufi monitre omufi Cape Coast Road ambabesi akọ omedaba atema ntima mchebe ka no load mo de ko neighbor country Abicus. I'm going to say in the money in a womb. Then the money a woman based on the work one year. Take 2 pieces. Based
Evans
yes, we are the SM 80 pieces. It's all and the Bamado Cono and Yan Dubanaketwa, Modifi, fence, the Momdifi, almost almost Momdifi. It's already a could
Evans, wadama free sabra no abepema ene nwumre ayaka say barrier ne so no aprosifo na yire bambo mu wo ho
na chewatu hello
Kofia nai
Lenia
me say free nwumre no a sa asem yisi ye bepema ene nwumre wa wo hye barrier nkrofu ho no ne ba ko ye ka ho yi a asoku barrier ho no a wutu se prosifo no mani abro ma yire bambo mu wo ho
Minya yes maybe America ayawe mabo approach for abaso isi awo ba try man tem ha police phone did meye papa mu did ma so pa na say operations akoso am bien bebele no the monitoring na wo fi be bia wo ya wa den sa wo ba atry man tem abaye Maybe be our one year, me catch on me 2 for say Sawachi because I tell men to police for in your papa. Oko barrier bia no can say from I yes a man to crap a barrier ever council a bear for Mutawa a fence is Katan barrier and Sabata Crady and Saudi call a Hunter West barrier so council and Dawson. So we will be our clone about time and the under 2 for say any guy and from about time and
Kofi and money at Juma because so far to form the better form bia no my smart. Yenua Evans Kofi and now and some 20 or what here Manta Muni and no Ekudin Komoi.
Adam Kuma Omra Slave the Fee and a one more car at the actual office of the special prosecutor said Manimuya. Ono Musuko and in Pensemuna in Nasono on fire in free commission on human rights and administrative justice 20th and Seshraj. Na yen says Sabe openi bakwa wono and ehwe sabe de chire e ukoko board mu na namu awo tu no enya de asabio e kamia kwes konko achiri konko se wankasa wo ye bibi e de aboa oman no na unya so emfaso e de agu botom e wa achire de kan say conflict of interest no enye bi e na wato ana na owura atoboaten asem ane ye kan ya ene due e womrahye de fie opanyina ono ye mrahye dwane e wogina mu adehia e wo otafo abato embesua so eye Vincent Eko asefo a ane gina ensentwerofo anim ekasa ye na no ane wo cheche mu se wonum ensu se owura atoboaten deputy edima cocoa board no adwumakuo bi e frene se Atlas Commodities ade se wonnam PBC adwumakuo no so akurichire wonu nsam ade ahye nkrata mu a wonu edi koko hudwa wa abre a wo hwe koko board wonu nhye ane emrakwan so emfaso sanse oyiso wura atoboaten aye adwuma ade amasa Atlas Commodity foida na wasanso afa akire a wode a register company no enam so ema wonu aye adwuma ade boa koko board na wose akoba ne sedi a na ekame akwese conflict of interest no ebi eda ne ho adi ewumanu nti ana oka ade akire OSP say wono musuko na se bibia ni a wonhwe emfa emra no entwini baabia eda Eko Vincent asefua ne nsem bi eni
to Martin onu na deputy CEO ewo eye kokobo na samra me no ka say PBC for no bu afuye enu nti no omukọ eye Kadebi police station akomeki a police report sa police report no ena na yensa kan eni hu say PBC for no person mo kire say omo de omo to kokoko bi enti e na kokoko bebu omo warehouse kokoko na egu warehouse no ceilings e wo hu nya ye Atlas Commodities Limited me de ehun foni ni bi e de achemo in the sense am no ka say no e ya ko say sa pani no owo a situation bi mu a constitution refer no conflict of interest article 284 of the 1992 constitution or say we ye public officer eni kwan sa wo do hu ko gina bia sa gina bia no obi o nan kwa ho kran po hu sa de no be ka say ade we de enya de papa eni kwan se ye so won sa se wadi boni bi ansa de bi constitution na nkasa e wo se ye chew se ade we de nipa no wa ye sa de no ansa na constitution no e bia woni constitution abo atom na de bi na mom no se nipa eni huru se ba bi papa yi gina eye Atlas Commodities no ono na ene dia. In fact, he is the biggest shareholder in it. He is the sole owner anyway. We have BOP documents now. On the sole owner, Kasepa. And the other now will be our company in the audio. Now, so a buying company, which is the PBC. Oh, you're in charge of finance and administration. One first come from my PBC for PBC for the tools of trade, warehouses.
And what you know, and Vincent Eko asefua etwaso and watch says we share owura atoboaten kana asemu ya. Ne dwuma wodi enyina sebe onu ankasa ni aka de bia na mum wafa adwumakuo Atlas Commodity ne so ana PBC fo won majapade ne niema won wo no wode eye adwuma anu nti won de wo kan ade akire OSP se wonye ensan mu nhwemu na afei se empatade bi nso wo ho a yenye emfama PBC adwumakuo no
ehwehwe sa ase bi maye yese se share for enso ehwehwe sa ase bi maye yese se share for enso ehwe conflict of interest issues na e won no so maye yese say cocoa board for if indeed they are interested in protecting the public purse omuko tia your compensation and farmer PBC for if you say when you use PBC tools of trade when you saw warehouse when you saw workers so there should be a compensation that will have to be paid by that private sector, which is the Atlas Commodities Limited and farmer abano. If you say when you saw abandon a day so it is a way our cost a year financial loss to the state because you discount the ma a year PBC and PBC for a bit to know is Sicano and the year Juma and the Sika and the film on prayer not Yasamano Yadamasan.
Phone Pesiasum Rashidjani, Ayura Vincent, Echo Asefua, Edward Sans Bituja, and Idiom Rashid fee.
I want to say now was the Rashid, so I am my major seller. I go to it at one on Sabacasa, Edia Fa, Agobone Noir. Addition for Ekodi ye Abrana Games so infinite Manta Mometre Agran Swedro na Edika catch order Brachelor Senior High School any face Swedro School of Business and any addition for the boy near PJ by a be prepare no enye asem de no so for the ababa to jana se honorable the ababa to just se the akoso no mpanyifo kasetia wono no MP no wono akasetia GS akasetia na no matena konyo potom ho nyina akasetia se no de bekwa akoba nyina ene se hwemu mapa ene be koso na desuani bia wo mo behu se wo ka video ne ho anu wo mo buru akora ba akono omuhu wana ene omudu afamra kwa so said ye ese o se ade na ekoso no ade a entwa yi omuni post atena na ka bomu a omudi ka so dem se de tibie no na tumi aboa amoma hwe ama de fe se discipline enkoda no anyanse ye ene wo hu bi no matena sukuru mu ho esua de honorable Jesela Agbotoyi Tete
went for this. Apparently last year something happened. This rivalry sometimes tends to happen between schools, but I think it was managed. But this year, it seems, from what they themselves picked up, with their threats and all that, so they still went for the sports all right. But this is what happens, what we saw, which was very despicable, and I condemn it in no uncertain terms. Not because the children are from a secondary school in my village or in my district, but because generally it is not the right thing to do. And so for young people at the same age, it was just by grace that the video that we saw, that the giant was standing by a gate and the stone that was thrown at him, it didn't hit him. He would have just smashed his eye or something like that. And just imagine what would have happened to him. Parents bring their children to boarding school for molding, for them to be in the environment, to get to know their peers and all other benefits that boarding schools give. And this is not what we all expected. So
Jesela Agbotoyi Tete o se addition for the moko boarding school se muko sua de yankasa munko pa obi abo se de nipa ko yes saving o ba abrumu enti de ko so nyina ma hu oba hwehwemu de beto fom nyina so obema yate woro na e ma hye bedwani a osoma de hye ewo ewoto Senya West.
Senior Professor, Department of Geography and Rural Development, Ewo Kwame Nkrumah Aponi mo. Professor Prince Osewusu Eje and Wodiatu Ejase o my Ghana. And she had the actual come see a day aircon ohiano, and yet and she say, ya sabio, ya day air she share ohian baby and in the walk. Na yadi to us in Nemo Yadiani say, why are you any amor drew said a bear, or ebe to me ajojo kakra, was say o man shenina. At the says Sabio, a brebiano, Ukoko yi patana, diabro bino dia young quine wedi, or divia no one no. A queer nipan no one casabe to me a faso, na wako yi patana de yentre, or say a banisa. Ohiane nkwankomo ye pese ye kon ewo my Ghana mu no ehwo asem ebe ye din yie papa na wode sanse metudwa no na ade a bedwam kasa kire bia na ekoso na poto kasa mu edian wode atoso wo say eradicating poverty in the age of sustainable development, the basic means approach ana na papa kasa fa ni nyina ye kwane a ye be fa so ebetumi atu ohia sesa abre na abibre mama ya hodo ade asia ni senka enru amfempinu ni aduasan de na nko ohiane nkwankom yantumi antu ase akura nke yatumi akon aduru baabi na so papa kire se yenhye aye die ase aye bibia manwosem a ohia no ne kon ebeye den ne nsem bi nie
account for the minimal impact of these interventions. Limited capacity, mismanagement and misallocation of resources subverted effective implementation of interventions such as the GPRS2 Village Infrastructure Project, Rural Electrification Project, and the PAMS card. More importantly, Professor Chair, most of Ghana's poverty reduction and social policy interventions such as the LEAP Pamskat, Maslow, NAPCO, have often tackled the symptoms and not the disease, the needs and not the means, the what poor and not the why poor, the manifestations of poverty and not the cause of it. They have fished for the poor, but not taught them how to fish for themselves, leading to minimal impact of the interventions. What should therefore be done moving forward to optimize relative poverty reduction and absolute poverty eradication? Now, the basic means approach. Professor Chair, in 2012, the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, GIMPA, invited me to present my research paper on the basic means approach for optimizing poverty reduction at their 50th anniversary celebration international conference on development through leadership, management, and institutional capacity building. At this conference, I took the charge to outline the features of the basic means approach and later developed the paper further and had it published in the GIMPA Journal of Leadership, Management and Administration, Volume 8, Number 1, in January 2014. In fact, the basic means approach is not entirely new. The approach is premised on Amartya Sen's conceptualization of development.
Intuwe Professor Prince Osewusu Ejei Ena Ode Sanche Muya Man wakani nyina ntimpanyimfo mu hu anamo a mubetumi atuna boa amohia yatumi akon ewo my Ghana mutie enre no nsia kaseɛ bɔ ewo Owia TV so ye gyina na ye de emu na ase ama Dwabinwura Bank na Dwabinwura Bank se sikasɛm mu anyina bra ne nkyɛn na obɛhwɛ na watumi akɔ moa wode asempa loan aba ne dine ne honam se asempa esanse we no enya afi na akɔfa bibia bedi agyina mu babi wa akɔgye loan ase de obesi abubu tu atwitwa photo kura de akɔ ansa ne yagye atum nya asem kuma we yese bra entem so mu amokra entema na ase force ni ade okra autopass e de ba ni nyina no Dwabinwura Bank se entem se beboaw na on set mi akaska ma de akodu juma sanso na oba pa loan ano so ho e de ma ye ma menum adwadifo no fo ni kire mu ho enhye a eda fom boko utia eda fom breo enya de a obebre ho kra no nti oba pa loan ko Dwabinwura Bank ni emfa emuaw afi say ye savings current account anase opese obie eye account ahodo nyina fixed deposit koye ho sanso na microfinance susu shares da chinti investment ndi e kan ho nyina no akwanya eda ho ma onya sika na de kakra atu ba bi da chi bi hia na wakosane ko Dwabinwura Bank ebewo en abonta ede amount wo atonsu eye edwanim high school junction wo bie branch foforo kra ho ena na so e kese pa wo Asante Dwabin ye won krabata ewo jeso onwe Fumesa Bonre sanso na sepeti mpon Roman Hill adeshimai ni road pankrono ene aboa sofre Dwabinwura Bank ewo 0544 745856 and 0271 464327 and 0260 970407 ene won enkasa emu pefie enie na nidine ne honam se emu pefie se or the premium and super premium rice aba kanene ne yese emu emme esanse sebe na emu bia na wudi ene ekope premium and super premium rice ne di na ebebo ye papa emu pefie edi jambi so ya bean oil aba sa wode ye aduane a emane yete kakra bia behwie no na aboa mwaduane na ye kama ena yummy tomato paste ewo honom mu amoye jollof ni ade chese shitoni bibia yummy tomato paste eno ena wuhia enti afie provision shops ni ade supermarket bars ni mu amutonton nuane hotels ni restaurants ni nyina ko emopafie ne nkrabata no ewo adum oben oyerepa FM patase enso one echamfo hotel edi animhwe media enso Pass and Gardens wo mojanshin ho a ya frɛ 0244615117 na emopafie eni nkomo
ya Bolivia Enterprise say yankan cho say omo the future life smart food omo de aba na omo say yankan cho say nipa kwan e fa so didi kwan e fa so didi na dwudidi ne nema hodo bi ayeye na kan obi ma say ya de wa hodo diabetes ne pressure ne kese bone ne sa nema ni nyina aba enu nti no madwega na fo ho a omo the future life smart food no aba we no nya afa na de ko sija so akono ama emu ntiri nyina tutu afiri mo enu an so de guade mu a udi su aka ho no wanu na wadi tie fiber wom protein wom vitamins wom minerals wom enu so na nipadua ne hia enu nti na future life smart food enso aba ede ama ko ne ko pe bi ne di ebebo asiesie nipadua no ebetu yade wase afro de be catch future life omo se ma waduane no a wodie no eno ankasa ensa wo yade de obeya ene so obefro mo e wo 0242 878090 0242 878090 and 0246 010 150 0246 omo so for line alignment patase kwan so ho and obehu future life smart food ko ho na kwaji future life ni bi we na yeda che and awen so abel for kwan ya yedidie amayempom aye de yanto akase bone so na esema hodo akagu yapno so no yembe emfa ema ye ko doctor kwaku anane jinde na kache wono woko gempa wo ye senior lecturer e wo ho na afen so eba amamo hu nsem wo yopagina wa bene wo mpa no wo munimde mapa na wono so ba beka sawo e de afa ensem bia na anu ya judicial secretary Yewura Musa Amede e de baba tu dwase an say no ebanyifa akotena say sakra bia ya judgefo na temuafo no omudi asem no o maginyame adwuma ye wo asase so yi ebi be kwa anopa wo mo ya anopa no ana ebi nso aba awia be pon nwumre saa na sesia no womo eba beye no natumi aboa ama ejajaje fo no so ahome kakra na afi cases ahodo a aka abobia egu won fie petepepe nyina o ma hwe aka ho asem sansem yi na Dr. Kwaku anane jinde so ababonten abekasa e dia fa ho se o my Ghana ye wo mu yi hawa ye wo pa ne se nipa no wo law school wobekwa kotua school fees aboden akobra bra wo wi a ebekwa so won ye judge na afi wo twetwe no afiri se ajudge fo asetena mu nye sika ye ditu ajudge fo ka wo ye man mu nye enu tina ma judge fo ho akwa atwe a de bia ebekwa na case ego na contempt so case na so da ho a wo judge ni enka ye wo so won de ni susu ye mu se ye hwe na judge fo ye hwe mu ye oman ni hwe mu ye na afi so aloya fo so aman don enhwe funa ni enyi akire na law school titiru twamene buo school fees ni books bua de wo ho na ban ni hwe scholarship wram na mabu no manage law hu timi nkobi na mabua ma adwuma no emu entre Dr. Kwaku anane jinde wo no Owia Kaseɛ bo ene kasa
ya no ma wo mo atu no but enso problem no ano because there be a population no increase. Okay. The be ya bill na area parliament say yemie mu na schools like Gimpa yen professional training no makola no yen decentralizing no yejitu a play like Gimpa ye betima ye professional training amankola no esan say me no ka say makola omo use ye campus use ye lecturers use ye library rather na omo ma ya yen ye training omo we are no mina kwachina exam enti no ni aba no we are in a crisis situation omo workload no do so na judge bi anso uko amanoni a judge bi our research assistant.
Okay.
And the whole search case be and their support to decision I will make it or right now be a decision I obey ya obey Toronto. We be here at least 2 research assistants. Now we search we now we search we not be a draft but Ghana there you need this.
Okay.
Intina o mo adwuma no adọọso a omo entimi wie ni nyina akobia se yenye adwuma awia ni anwumre no entiti san
Kwaku anane jinde wono woko gempa wo ye senior lecturer ho and afi so wabene e wa mambo hu nsemu ne te so no so de nsemi to twai
Ghana na watchwe mu ara wosem abeto dwa ene se adehye bia wonum akobo Burkina Faso mamu a wonum ekofa ntosi bi ababeton kabrifuo bi kwato hye wonum so enam so ama Ghana adehye besem watchwe de wonum krana na nato ana nanom ewonsia de wo sa nipa boanfuo yi wonum nsa na nipa ba ko anyamedi ni ho afofie na ene wofa ne ho edi ye eye maami Elizabeth na wone ensenchofo akasa akirechire mu sede eniema esi eko na nensem a ode to ye ni mu bi enie
Thursday 3 going to 4 o'clock na everybody so ye ko ekoto intos ye na ye hyehyefo ye ko akoduru Friday no match adaka no oba ne so to koduru market Sunday a market ni obet ten Saturday so Saturday 5 going to 6 no 7 o'clock time na ye hu gunshot ne omoto tuo ne bomb eba sa na driver no oshoko na otuka ne se obema ya adwane eba sana leader form so mo mayan tena yanka ho French fonta kwa enso enokure yetimi kwoto omo na omo gya ye na eko enso yenim se sa yenim se ombetwa agu yeso omba be furu na boys no adwane ekote enim na yenso yemba no adwane ekote ekire no na omo start to boys no tio omakum boys 5 egu ekire ho na bra na oda hall no anko no na beka ho 6 na no dwane aba beto bebia mba ne da no na o se yemfa ne nan ento no so anya se obewu na ye peje ye nan egu no so omunim se ye nyina ye mba ne da ho omunim se be ma aka so eno ekire no omoye so mba be shika na efra na boys na omuku omo no driver for ba ko
Hosem we Mama Elizabeth enipa won moko Burkina Faso ememu baby afra setetaw omoko akọfa ntosi aba beton na yakoto share won muso wo a nyame di won ho afofie na ma no wo ka ho bi ene obos amani
Yako Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy akache Omocha so my yenhwehwemu bi na nhwehwemu no omokwaye ye no aba beto dwase o my Ghana munyina afie twamwo ne fa na etwato last quarter no Ghana fo ye tua nyina monkane abo ema ne broso be se 1.5 million Ghana cedis sa na omonhwehwemu no omode aba beto dwa no omocha se nhye yahodo bi a Public Utility Regulatory Commission PURC for referee for omoda yen ene enyina mahodi ni nsuo adwumakuo ne ntamwo no wo hyehyɛ yahodo bi omode gu akwamwo ene nam so ma sa ye ba ye na ene nam so ama sentai aba bonten de aba be kasa de afa ho se akwaye se ECG fo asa no omo nimbi omo ye ene omo hwe ye hwehan omo aka ho asemo amaga na fo ye twanka ne abo ama na boro so 1.5 billion Ghana cedis na we no wo mo betabri dia be hyema ma yen anase we no ye fa manyame ye ntwa kire owura Benjamin Nsia wono na ye executive director Owia Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy onu Owia Kaseɛ bo akasa de afa sansemu a o made na di
ye nyina mkane abo na ye mu mienu ye wo multi-year ene quarterly tariff na quarterly tariff no ye di nema mienu na hyebo no ye di market driven indicators and macroeconomic. Now mostly market driven indicators the cost of gas and as a fuel no and the source of energy no mostly constant and sheda ensisa and nyema tasesa abribian macro inflation and exchange rate. Into exchange rate I share one for the quarter. Now we the actual exchange rate on the ground it causes the pricing of electricity to be inflated because that projection was a bit higher compared to the actual. Until I projected 11 Ghana cedis 95, but actual was below 11 Ghana cedis, right? It was around 10 Ghana cedis 88. Until uti free more 1 Ghana cedis biya utia broso seni woso utia.
Openya yetini ni wano ene executive director Owia Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy or the Benjamin Nsia.
Millicent amankwaye boy mrashibidwane ya wujina uma adeshe wosunyane atoye mpesuaso obono mantamo na watwe wiye wode sika esum Ghana cedis na mpem ahanu kane sika no 2 billion ede akoma bono dumja adwumakuo ni se won munye na edandada bia ewo kira won mu mfansiesie se de be ya dumja adwumakuo betumi ede juma ede afri honom na wokire mu ase eja eto kira ne mpatam hu a ayese dumja adwumakuo no mfiri kwa tenten na aba na wonum abedum na nunti na amaho akohia se edandada bia wo betumi asiesie na ne wonum anya ba bia transe de be ya eja eto ba bia putupuru mu ara wonum betumi akodum no na ensem bia Millicent amankwaye bo amrashibedwani odi tu dwani
asedaba matwedi amponyankopon se ode ena cheye no masepa kwabetoye ena se wo kira ha na eye timamfo mu osunyane west ye kwa aprobo edikan a meba kira ha se na dan na ewo kira station hono na jashishe kesie bi atofie kesie bi mu ewo ko ema niama esi wo hono na asifem Enti me fatu me ho say Nyankopon ye madom. Na se odi abanwa ne mame ade di kan pa eda makoma so se meye. Edi aboa chiraman ene ye fire service station e wo chira ha. Fisi e behwe Asunyane West no eson. Ekuro no abo apete. O hwe chira wo be fi Sunyane krom a wo be ba chira no kwan ne muwa. Wo fi chira no ko wanchi ene techiman.
Mankwaya boa ayemrasbe dwene ogina ma ade hye wo Sunyane West ene yetine nkan no akiri no na ohena owo kira aye barima minta afari wono nso echese nani age pa efa anamo a emrasbe dwene atui ehon na ogidie ne arehemu se eba ejahyehye animu bambo a eden a wono besisi na beboa amomotumi aye ne yi
how dey ya fa bibire na nya kira ko bia me ko miem gina sei the fire volunteer for na bibi basa bia besi bia buoku kira ne yekuru kase bia eben ntie basa ise kira fo nyina etemika because yanko a ehimba nti say the best ayin yama me ayama ye hye ne ma bebere ne ma de ne na hye ahye boso bebo ayi na fire de ya dia ehu
Minta afari eye chira hene ne yetie ne krakra mu na assistant chief fire officer grade 2 eye Cecil ado wono na akobono mantemu adumja adwumako no da no wono nso bo ano ba se edi kan ordinance emamrahye dwani na afei wabo ano ba se wono behwe na edan bo so mentem watumi awi amwaviti ase ayemu adwuma
because for some time now we've been trying to get a fire station. There was a place that was identified some time ago. We were making all efforts to get that place, but it didn't materialize. So, about 5-6 months ago, Honorable MP came to me with the desire to have a fire station at Chira, Otumase and Kibosia. We said, okay, we are looking at the distance from Sunyani to Chira or from Techima went to Chira. It's quite hot, very long. So to make us hot, have operational readiness, there is a need for us to have the fire station.
Panyina wode du judgment kono ano wobono mantemu ay ACFO2 Cecil ato nene eniati
osofo hye emaburu ye die ne nkan ko honsam so no ko yanso na ndc amanyoko no oya mabunu domboabo anofo wode lawyer George Opare Ado na wono nso akasa abra na mpanyimfo epa eye dwumade bi ho entoma we no asoe no ene Afro Arab group bi na akabomu a omo ema mabunu eye car the friend say electric vehicles bi na omo nso atwidi aye adwuma we campaign yi bi ene otwia na wote wo car na wonso so afahyen no de akoye adwuma na say no mpanyimfo apa 50 batch eho entoma ahyen no makoma akwaduonum na say no mapa ho ntoma omo san abejamu de ama mabunu adwumade no say na lawyer George Opare Ado ene nsɛmtwɛfo ekasa na wachemu say we no eka ban no 24-hour economy ni so ade hu ne ho na afo so sababu ama mabunu enya bibidu omo nsa ye no makonkan eno nti ene woni ekuo yi Afro Arab group yi akabomu a omo etusa anamonyi lawyer George Opare Ado
green vehicles and a transition na ye kan na green transition na ye kan no ehun akwanya na ye hu and then nyame adom or the 50 aba wa shebo say or the 1000 eba bebo am bebunu de ntie na muhu an ze me na me minister mpem bebunu so or the be create adwuma nti na ye ba ye be shedding crying aboa no na ban so ama the support bi ohia bia no etimi aboa na kan na bebunu anya adwuma ye so eno an sa nom de ba be ye nti uba new boat oba be ginom de akwa register ma uba new boat nom de aye adwuma better ma say
yeti ye lawyer George Opare Ado no na wo yeso afoshe mabunu kanko ene punto honsem so ndi se amanyoko ni so na ye mabunu dombo anofo a owo mo no achi na president edema Afro Arab group wo the ambassador Alhaji Salamu Amadu wono so ene Owia Kaseɛ.
We can't sit behind and be focusing on government to be creating employment alone. So Afro Arab is creating over 2,000 jobs with this work and pay. so that our young people can also own their own vehicle, work, and then take care of their families. So we are doing this also in line to support with the government 24-hour economy that is coming up. And then again, we have a lot of pollution in Ghana, and most of them is coming from our vehicles. With these green drive electric vehicles, inshallah, we can be able to reduce them. And also
Alaji Salamu Amedu, one President Edema Afro Awabko.
Ghana yeti ebinom de nkra ene nkramai ayo mu chief meet omo pepa emweni aloyafo ye chiwa ye mo anchechire wunsem kura ne yakun na yawe wonam na nkra ene nkramai ene nam soma ekuo bi a ye France Institute of Community Sustainability ye twanti France ICS for kire se ye mfa eson to so efri sabre ko kramai okra me kire miyan ena afewo enya de se woso obiare na de nti amosi ye mfa so to so no ye hwene akwa maso ye ne owura Eric Jerry Edu ena ekodi nkomo o executive director Edema Institute of Community Sustainability opanyi ma ajoy
mejo so munya bema
ese de ye beka se mada ne nkrama ne nkra loyafo ade na mutwitwaje muwai se me yanwi
Jami papa ni mebedu kumasi die memfenchi akese ma opimiso ene weti fo ne wahwefo ni nyina nye di tu jani na ye press conference ye ni nyina ye ekwan a ene nkamare ene nyiramwawe abedane normal popular organa ha obi aso omu story a mo wi nkama basabasa omo wi nyiramwa basabasa ade eya ayeho ni se en obi mutumi ye program omu ye program na omu de atoso omu ball football tournament na omu de atoso se nimpa obi wi ni no ombe ma ne kraman no mu kunare ene oba aka omu ye party a omu friend Alonte festival all in the name of so kunjamwa no more. I mean enye fine njamwane o kamai sa enwano omo nye meet omo ye family members omo ye obia omo ye moa ye no mutina fie a omo hwe ye so no mo boy ho ban enye moa ye o say ye sorry a ye yu omo sa enti saa ria ni muano ade ya ni say wo de Ghana wo de weni tutu krampo a ye wo kobi wa obekọ no e won kraman market a omuku kramare omo hwehwemu nhwe se kraman na nya rabies ana kraman na nya so Korea bibia na support no mo asoro omo wewe ntina also sa what I said they have a life omo ambo omo say yo omo boy say no mo ntina fi entina ye ku etia se aban tunjinemu na ye mbane ekwan a nkofo soro mo wewe nkraman ene njiamu anu
na yenhwe o ye hye no na ye morality ana se bia meti wonka pa wote menka hello opanyi
pato ye te wonka meti wonka
ye hwe se emwa no mo kan wo se companion ntina me yenwe ana se ensunsuanso ewo mefa yare ne apomuden hu nti ena wo se de nyina so nti
emwa no nsunsuanso bone wo ho na musa so ye companion obi baka se adentina apontene nkokọ ni ntwie ni nkan untumi ni apontene tina fie baka se ukọ na wa bre we dwuma mu a ana se nyoma nkoyi ana wa basa betunu mu di agro ejamwa okra betumi ni we di agro ama we aji we yi house ni nature kama ba ne ni beji we huhuru wataro ene kwampo nu adwendwini obre any stress at itself come kwa unwo mkrampa umutu ma stress sucha apart from that no nkofo no kunkum kama no mu hwe mo na nhwe nkai se ye kama bi na ye bo kama ni omu kama muku kama no wonim se nkofo betam kama ni to abobo ya si dwane koye ade omu kore kama ni ye rebi se chesi omu ayensa nka omu nti ukwo wi ye na bibi ye na wu a and then ya dia ekoswa kofu bebre wu o sa nnoma no but yemfa ye ni die eche eni nti na FM Ministry of Health so mo form na nginem no mo making sure so mo bane enkraman eni okra na nkofo sori amoriri ne bahat no
jo obanyi yeda se pa bibia ni ebesa aba ne yedi nkomo
me da se
Executive Director Edema Institute of Community Sustainability ICS ena yene no ekodi enkomo ore Eric Jerry Edu na we enche #beba cat and dogs lives matter na chese yede na mu a ne yatumi agitwaje muwai awusuya yegina so na yede anwure kase bodi nyina LC ewa hautie fi Owia TV so and asian command newsroom abuafo enyina kuku jando akosia somua oko MCR eho en obapa ya Grace ewo sansona na yaw ehye honum ABC mo ebo chidom ewo ho ena Mr President wonu nyina ena kabo ma yitimi ede baye afi ni enso ehye honum AB ena semufo owura Asante Yeboa Benedict afi akenkanfo ne yemme nana kwame ajiman opambo ena
ajwa nyako apronoma
yes sorry na yakọ yes sorry so na brighto wonum de agudie mu nsem eba abeto aso Real Madrid adapafo na watwa wiye mama boys aboka agu kwa nyina wonum aboaboa no a ode eba yeda mu ase ema mummu anehwe